I have fallen in love with jihad, and my religion demands that I protect the servants of God.
American security agencies, German police, and 3 Syrian refugees prevented Jabba al-Bakr from carrying out jihad. Instead of detonating a suicide vest, he died in prison in Leipzig when he managed to strangle himself with his shirt.
This is a cell where the prisoner al-Bakr committed suicide.
The prison psychologist and administrators did not evaluate the prisoner as being in acute danger of suicide. His cell was checked only every 30 minutes. In this residential district in Chemnitz, the Syrian refugee Jabba al-Bakr was planning a terrorist attack. The first intelligence about the plot came from the US, which had detected a suspicious communication between al-Bakr and an unknown person. The Saxony State Police bungled its operation, and al-Bakr escaped from his apartment just after 7 in the morning. The police searched his apartment all day and into the night. Explosives were still there. A bomb crew destroyed them in a controlled detonation. The explosion gives an idea of what al-Bakr was planning. His path to terrorism was indirect. He came from Sarsar, a town near Syria's capital, Damascus. His family is well-to-do and loyal to Syria's President Assad. Via a low-quality internet connection to Syria, Jabba's older brother Allah provides an interview.
Jabba had no extremist tendencies. He was normal, like all of us. We pray and fast, play cards, and smoke a water pipe.
Jabba is alleged to have gotten into trouble at his Syrian university for criticizing President Assad. He fled Syria in November 2014, arriving in Germany 3 months later.
He told me about 2 imams in Germany who were recruiting for jihad. I first noticed a change when he said he often went to them for Friday prayers. He could have simply prayed at home, but he preferred to travel 4 hours to Berlin.
It wasn't the police who captured al-Bakr, but the Syrians Mohammed, Ahmed and Sami. They don't want to show their faces. Their families live in areas controlled by IS, and they fear revenge. We meet in an undisclosed location, and they tell us how they captured al-Bakr.
He called me up around 5 p.m. and I asked, "Who are you?" He said he had my number from someone at the station, and he wanted to stay at my place for a few days. He'd been promised a job and would look for an apartment as soon as he started working. I told him, no problem. It's normal among us to help someone who's in trouble.
Al-Bakr had contacted Syrians in Leipzig via a social network. He had apparently been able to take a train from Chemnitz to Leipzig despite the large-scale manhunt. The Syrians gave al-Bakr clean clothing and took a photo of him. Meanwhile, the police had published a wanted poster of al-Bakr, also in Arabic. Mohammed and his friends saw it. While Mohammed hurried back to his apartment with a friend, Sami and Ahmed went to the police. Finally, when an officer there recognized the photo, she alerted the SEK, Germany's armed response unit. Meanwhile, Mohammed and his friend overpowered the sleeping al-Bakr.
We captured him and he tried to escape. He said, "I'll give you money, but let me go." He said he'd received the first payment of 10,000 euros and would get the rest after completing the operation.
Instead, Mohammed and his friend sent a photo of the tied-up fugitive to Ahmed and Sami at the police station. Al-Bakr was attempting to escape his bonds. Shortly before midnight, the SEK stormed Mohammed's apartment. Germany's most wanted man had been captured by his own countrymen. The SEK brought al-Bakr to Leipzig prison. 3 days later, he was dead. And so al-Bakr's contacts may remain unknown. Islam regards suicide as a sin. For those who believe, the would-be martyr is headed for hell.